Hello, and welcome to this exclusive Argus podcast with the Australian Renderers Association. I'm Tom Woodlock, the senior reporter for Argus based in Sydney, and in this episode, we're going to discuss the recent growth and opportunity for Australian tallow as a biofuels feedstock. Joining me today is Jess Bloomfield, who is the Executive Officer of the Australian Renderers Association. Thank you for joining me today, Jess. It's great to have you on the podcast. To start, please can you introduce yourself, explain what the Australian Renderers Association is, and how it has evolved over the last few years?
Thanks, Tom. I'm Jess Bloomfield, the Executive Officer of the Australian Renderers Association. The ARA represents Australia's rendering industry, including processors, exporters, and traders of products like tallow, protein meals, and used cooking oil. The ARA is the national membership body that advocates for producers and traders of rendered animal products at both state and federal government levels and in various industry forums. Our role is to promote high standards, support trade opportunities, ensure compliance with domestic and international regulations. The association also provides training to help guide members through regulations promoting safe and sustainable operations. In recent years, we've adapted to changing global demands, particularly in sustainability. The rendering industry reduces food waste and recycles valuable agricultural resources, playing a crucial role in the circular bioeconomy. Tallow, for example, is increasingly recognised as a key feedstock for biofuels, contributing to a more sustainable energy future. Additionally, we've been addressing challenges like biosecurity and helping our members navigate the complexities of international trade.
Thank you for that, Jess. Can you tell me, what is tallow and what is it used for?
Sure. Tallow has been used for centuries in products like soap, candles, and lubricants. Today, it plays an essential role in pet food and livestock feed, but its most exciting development is its growing role in biofuels. Tallow is high in energy and can be converted into renewable diesel or sustainable aviation fuel, helping to power a more sustainable future. As a byproduct of the meat industry, rendering is the industrial process of heat treating and physical transformation of animal co-products, destroying pathogens, removing moisture, and separating solid to produce valuable protein meals or fats and oils.
Thanks for that, Jess. And what are the main markets Australian tallow is getting sold into for biofuels production?
The main markets for biofuel feedstock for Australian tallow are markets like the US and Singapore at the moment.
The Australian government has been funding mandate studies for biofuels and pursuing certification schemes. What do you think are the chances the Australian government will announce a mandate for biofuels this year?
Well, it's certainly a possibility. The Australian government has been actively funding studies and exploring certification schemes indicating serious consideration. However, introducing a nationwide mandate is a significant decision that would require the availability of feedstocks like tallow and the infrastructure to support a broader biofuel market. While a national mandate might not happen immediately, we could see more targeted initiatives or state-level mandates similar to those in Queensland and New South Wales. With Australia's focus on reducing food waste and supporting sustainable practices, biofuels are definitely in the spotlight. So while we're not entirely sure what will happen next, there's momentum in the right direction for biofuels in Australia.
Thanks for that, Jess. You're right. There's certainly momentum, but we'll be keeping a close eye on it over the next few months and the rest of the year. And it'd be really interesting if you could let me know, how does the Australian tallow market trade? And what makes tallow a good biofuels feedstock? And why are we seeing so much interest in it?
Sure. Most tallow in Australia is sold through a tender process, with buyers bidding based on market conditions. Our main export hubs are in Brisbane and Melbourne and are well equipped to handle bulk shipments efficiently. These consignments are linked to price, time, volume, and specifications and sold business to business. Tallow is gaining significant attention for biofuels due to several factors. It has a high energy content, making it an efficient feedstock for renewable diesel and sustainable aviation fuel. Essentially, you're getting a lot of energy from a relatively small amount of material. Another major advantage is its low carbon intensity. As a low carbon feedstock, tallow helps reduce greenhouse gas emissions compared to fossil fuels, aligning with the global push for greener energy solutions. Tallow is also compatible with existing refining processes, meaning biofuels made from it can be produced using infrastructure that's already in place, making it a scalable and cost-effective option for biofuel producers. And Australia's rendering industry is well known for producing clean, high-quality tallow under strict regulatory standards. Combined with our robust traceability systems, this makes Australian feedstocks highly sought after in international markets, particularly for biofuels. Australia's commitment to hygiene, quality and sustainability further strengthens the reputation of our tallow as a trusted and responsible biofuel source.
Thanks for that, Jess. And Australian tallow is something Argus has started pricing every week now. We assess a delivered to port price on the East Coast, as well as a FOB price on the East Coast as well. These prices are published every Tuesday. And coming towards the end of the podcast now, one final question for you, Jess, quite a big question. With the US being one of the primary export destinations for Australian tallow, and President Trump entering the White House just a few days ago, do you think the policies his administration enacts will be positive or negative for Australian tallow overall?
Well, this is still wet paint. We really don't know exactly how it's going to turn out. Changes to tax credits, tariffs and regulations could affect the competitiveness of imported feedstocks like Australian tallow. However, the overall demand for biofuels, driven by the global transition to greener fuels, should continue to support the use of low-carbon feedstocks like tallow. While we may see some regulatory changes, the fundamental demand for tallow as a biofuel feedstock is likely to remain strong, though we'll need to stay tuned to any shifts in policy. Australia's focus on producing high-quality, sustainable tallow ensures we remain a key player in the biofuels market. Staying proactive and responsive to evolving policies will be crucial for maintaining our position and adapting to the changes in the US and the global biofuel landscape.
Thank you so much, Jess. And thank you for joining. And for our listeners, if they want to learn more about Australian tallow or get in touch with the Australian Renderers Association, how should they do that?
Thanks for having me on the podcast, Tom. It's been a pleasure discussing the vital role of the rendering industry and the exciting future of biofuels. The Australian Renderers Association is committed to sustainability, quality and innovation, and we look forward to continuing our efforts to support a greener energy future. If anyone wants to get in contact with us or has any questions, please feel free to reach out via our website or LinkedIn platforms. Thank you.
Thanks again. And if you'd like any more information on Argus's biofuel services, including our daily Argus Biofuels and America's Biofuels reports, the monthly outlook or quarterly analytics reports, please contact Singapore@argusmedia.com. Thank you for listening.